Hi gorgeous people and welcome back to another Vlogmas video! If this is going to plan, we are nearing the end of Vlogmas and I thought, as it's coming up to the proper Christmas time, I would talk to you about some of the traditions that we do when it's Christmas, basically. I'm struggling to get words out today, so I'm sorry if this is a long rambly video, but just gonna have to put up with it. Christmas traditions are a funny one. Whenever I hear like the word tradition, I always think family, and Christmas just normally is not a very good time for me. Like the actual Christmas day I feel is hugely overrated. I feel like there's so much hype that leads up to it, which is fantastic, but the actual Christmas day is like a little bit boring. And also it's really politically charged because there are so many different families and people that I need to spend it with, and every single year there is always someone who gets upset that we can't like split ourselves into 3 now and just be with everyone. So one of the ways I've decided to get around this, and which I'm trying to convince Jamie to do, is to get a baby. Like, we don't even need to have one, we can just like hire a baby and pretend that it's ours, because when you have a little baby no one expects you to leave at Christmas because everyone thinks that you're going to be here for Christmas. So I'm saying to Jamie, even though we're not ready for a baby yet, we can get like a renter baby. That would work. Just for the Christmas period, and then give it back. And then we can have Christmas at home, just us guys. It'd be wonderful. But despite the complexities of Christmas with broken families, the best thing about it is the traditions, because I feel very blessed to be able to say, sort of the other side of the coin, that I have experienced different family Christmases, and they each have a little cute element that they do that I'm really happy with. So I thought I would talk to you today about the different Christmas traditions that I've been through, both when I was living with my dad's side and my mum's side, and the new Christmas traditions, the new Christmas traditions that Jamie and I have formed since we've been living together, which has been for a number of years now. So I feel like we can qualify calling them traditions. I'm also loving the fact that I can do it with a Christmas tree in the background and I can wear a little blankie because it qualifies as cozy and not just lazy. Yeah. So when I was living with my dad and stepmom, it was just the 3 of us for a little while, but as you guys know, I've got 2 twin sisters on that side now. They've been there for quite a while, but I've also not lived there for quite a while. But it's really nice to see that they've still continued some of the traditions that happened there. I really cannot say the word traditions. Traditions. The one thing that I feel is very common with everyone is that as soon as the clock struck midnight on Christmas Day from Christmas Eve, we'd all stay up and we'd all be able to open one present. I used to always choose a little tiny one, or sometimes if I thought I knew what something was, I would do that one because like I didn't want to ruin the big surprise on Christmas Day. But yeah, that was a good laugh, just being able to choose one. The other thing that we do to make sure that we didn't always know what presents are, because I feel like dads in particular have like this superpower, which means that they can always guess what the Christmas presents are. Like Jamie's dad, Malcolm, will do it all the time. He'll pick something up and be like, oh, thanks for my book. Open it up, it's a bloody book. My dad used to do the same too, so I remember for one Christmas we got him like a box with something in it. Funnily enough, I can't actually remember what the gift was, but I fashioned it to make it look like a chicken or like a turkey, so I put like little legs on it and made it round with little wings, and I mean, I was gonna say it worked, but it may not have worked, and he was just pretending that it worked and I was too much of a kid to realise that he was just playing it up for me. But anyway, I think it worked, so I'm gonna just say it worked. But yeah, there's a little Christmas hack for you. If ever you don't want people to know what it is, just stick lumps of paper inside and bake a turkey. But yes, present at midnight. The other thing that he would do, and I don't know when they had time to do this, probably when I went to sleep at midnight and then before I woke up, but they were pretty on it then because that wasn't much time, is that they would move the presents from Santa to wherever the sign was. So we always had this little sign that said, Santa, please stop here. And sometimes it'd be up in my bedroom, or even outside the front door, or in the front room, and I'd be like, oh my god, where's my stocking gone in the morning? And it was always by that sign. So Santa listened and was very obedient and stopped exactly where I told him to stop. And another tradition in relation to the stockings that we had was at the bottom of the stocking I would always get a little tangerine. So apparently, I don't actually know the history of this, it would probably be a really good thing to look up, but people are left with either a coal, like a lump of coal, or a tangerine, and that depends on whether you were naughty or nice. And it was always nice, so I always got tangerine. Not that I ever ate the tangerine, but I always got one. And the final thing I wanted to mention about my dad's Christmas, not that it's a tradition really, though I guess it kind of is. Everyone would always prepare before they went to bed some carrots for Rudolph, or like a little snack for Rudolph, and then some milk and cookies for Santa, and we were no exception. So every time that Christmas came around, I would always do that. And one year I was like a tween, maybe, definitely pre-12. And I was like, I really don't think Santa exists. Like, I really not sure I believe this. So I went all like detective and I wrote a letter and I put it with my milk and cookies and it said, Santa, if you are real, which I don't think you are, leave me a fingerprint, and, because I thought this would just be definitive evidence, Rudolph must also leave me a footprint. And lo and behold, they did what they were told, and the next morning when I came downstairs, the cookie was eaten, the milk was gone, the carrots were part chewed, and I had 2 footprints at the bottom of my piece of paper. I probably should have kept that and I could have done some genetic testing. But for little minus 11-year-old Shaaba, she seemed to really think that that was definitive proof that Santa exists. We're not even going to question how Rudolph got in the house. But it was proper, muddy, a little hoof print, like a proper shape of a hoof, and a fingerprint. Yeah. I was a very dubious child. On my mum's side, Christmas was so different though. The traditions were entirely different. The way we did things were entirely different. And we didn't even have milk and cookies. They didn't do that on that side for Santa or Rudolph. Instead, it was more with mum, the things that we do on the run up to Christmas. One thing that I will always admire my mum for is the amount of effort that she puts in her Christmas trees. They are beautiful. She has like a huge tree, which I think is artificial. I don't even know, but it's fat. Look at our skinny little tree. Hers is like this big. Like, I wouldn't even be able to like wrap my hands even a little bit around it. Could I wrap my hands around that tree? Oh, easily. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that with my mum's at all. And it was always decorated with the most flamboyant, beautiful, elaborate, traditional looking, I say was as if it's not anymore, still is, Christmas decorations. There's red and gold and it was perfectly symmetrical. I don't know how she does it, but it looks absolutely beautiful every single time. And at the bottom of my mum's Christmas tree, every single year, except for this year, she just told me yesterday, which I'm slightly gutted about, there's always a little train. So she has like this little train track and there's a little train that goes boop boop and it goes around the tree, and on either side there are 2 little nutcrackers, and the exact same nutcrackers have been used for as long as I can remember, and the nutcrackers to this day don't have, like, I think they're missing like a nose and maybe like a hand but they are still valiantly standing there just cracking their nuts. They don't crack nuts, I don't know why I said that, but it's really beautiful, and I feel like Christmas isn't really Christmas without that there. The other Christmas tradition that I'm not too enamoured by is Mum's Christmas movie is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So every single Christmas, on the run up to Christmas, we will watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Is it even a Christmas film? I don't know. It's kind of like Willy Wonka. Is that a Christmas movie? I feel like they're just classic kids films. Anyway, she always wants to watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I always get the song Truly Scrumptious stuck in my head for like days afterwards. Thanks mum, wherever you are. She's in Mauritius at the minute. Thanks, because I'm now gonna have it stuck in my head. The other beautiful tradition that mum always does at Christmas to this day is she always gets me an advent calendar. She gets all of her girls one, and even when I moved out, this tradition has still continued. So last year, although she bought me one, I wasn't able to go and get it because we were just so busy and she lives far away now. So I think they ended up eating quite a lot of the chocolates. I went down, I had like 3 or 4 in a row. But for the first Christmas that we moved into our flat, she mailed both Jamie and I little advent calendars in a red envelope that was all shiny, and it said from Santa, and it was so cute. And there's this meme going around and it's so true, but like seriously, is your mum even your mum if she doesn't get you an advent calendar. Not dissing any mums out there that don't, but I just relate to that personally because she always gets us advent calendars. And now, since we have Christmas with Jamie, it's been wonderful. Christmas is still hard, I'm not gonna lie, like it's not my favourite time, but having Jamie there has just made everything that little bit more bearable. It's really nice to spend it with someone else. It's really nice that we can have this rota and also that we can have a car and like the journeys aren't just boring because it's not just me like traveling by myself for hours. We can do it together and blast Christmas songs and have a little concert in the car on Christmas Day, you know, so I don't know, I love Jamie lots. And together, I'm very proud to say we have developed our own Christmas traditions and I absolutely love them. We don't have many yet, but this is something that I'm really excited to get kids for. I don't want kids just for Christmas, but you know, when we have kids, one of the things that I'm gonna be really excited about is creating our own little traditions and being like, oh, come on little one, this is what we do all the time, so this is what you're gonna do too. Obviously if they want to, and making it sound like really dictatorial. I'm not going to be a dictatorial mother. And I'm also not going to spiral into some like mother crisis. That's not what this video is. All I'm saying is we've got few traditions at the minute, but I'm looking forward to building upon that. Shut up, Shaaba, just get on with your damn traditions. Right, the biggest Christmas tradition that Jamie and I do is that every Christmas Eve we sit in the same room but on opposite sides. So either we have our backs facing away, like together so that we're facing away from each other, or there's like some sort of barrier in the middle. Back at the flat it used to be the sofa that we had, a corner sofa, and we'd each sit on opposite side of the sticky outy corner bit and we would wrap each other's Christmas gifts at the same time. And you could hear things, you'd be like, oh my god, what is that? Or like, oh, I can hear, and be like, oh my gosh, I've only got 2 left, and he wraps all the gifts so perfectly and I just can't be bothered with wrapping, so mine look really bad, and so I always end up taking like 4 times longer, and that just means I get to tease him more. But that has been a wonderful tradition, just sitting on other sides wrapping each other's gifts. Also on Christmas Eve, the one thing that we must watch is, and I've already mentioned this, the movie Four Christmases. It is a fantastic movie, and now that I've explained sort of my political Christmas history, if you've seen the movie I guess you'll know why I like it so much. It's just very relatable and funny and heartwarming. And it is actually on my bucket list to spend Christmas in Bali one year. The other food related traditions that Jamie and I have at the minute is at some point on the run up to Christmas, though I guess for a tradition we need to make this more definitive, we get like a baked brie. So just like a cheese which is round like this, and you stick it in the oven and you douse it in like honey and maybe nuts or maybe some spices, and you get a fresh baguette and you just dip it in and you eat it all. And it's really fatty, but it's also really yummy and just feels very adult and sophisticated, so I quite like that tradition. I'm also realising a lot of our traditions centre around food, because the other tradition that we have is on Christmas morning. Every single morning Jamie will go down in a little elf hat and sometimes a little elf apron and make us Christmas pancakes. Every single morning. He's done that every morning since we've lived together, and it's wonderful and I love him. And we always argue about whether we open each other's presents first or make the pancakes, but I look forward to both equally. The final Christmas tradition that we have is that every single year we buy 1 new bauble each. We have like these traditional baubles here that are just sort of generic and colourful. I think we got them from Wilko's or something, but you'll see that there are some additional little baubles that each have a little story. So this is Jamie's choice from 2 years ago. This was my choice when he got the Let It Snow one. Okay, this bauble we didn't actually like choose ourselves, but a very lovely friend of mine, Amy, who I've actually not seen in ages, knitted this for us, or crocheted I think is the word. And it's a little jammidodger, because Jamie's jammidodger, get it? And my favourite pick, let me find him, has to be this one. This was Jamie's choice from last year. I was like, why on earth do you want this little ugly reindeer? And he picked it up because it was the last one in this little box just sort of left alone. It looks a little gangly, as you can see. It's got like smudges and glitter on it, but it's also missing an eye. There you go, it has no eye, so I dotted it with black pen to try and make it look a little less creepy, but Jamie fell in love with it and I was like, oh, I can't not let him have the tiny ugly reindeer. So I don't know, I think it's really cute that our tree is just going to be dotted by these random, not coherent little decorations that each have their own tiny story. They're not like hugely sentimental or anything, but I don't know. So yeah, that's our Christmas traditions. Those are all the traditions that I've been subject to and all the traditions that we have made so far for the festive period. Please, I would really, really love to know if you guys have any traditions. Pop them downstairs, and I don't know, if you're happy with it, I may steal a few, because I just love the idea of having little quirky things to do, being like, oh yeah, I don't know why we do it, but it's just something that we do every year. So there you go, my little festive spirit injection for the day. If you enjoyed this video, do consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I would like to see more, and if you want to, of course. And I will catch you tomorrow, I think, with another Vlogmas video. Ah! Be kind and have a great day.